Why I wanted to do infectious diseases, it's that I feel our impact is more than just at an individual level. And we can make an impact at a larger proportion of the population.
Top 10 infectious diseases in the world. Welcome back everyone. We are here with a new video. In this video, we will tell you about the top 10 infectious diseases in the world. So keep watching to find out. Number 10. Anthrax. You must be familiar with the term because in September 2001, the US was attacked with anthrax. 5 people were killed and 17 were hospitalized. It is considered to be the worst biological attack in the history of the United States. You won't believe it, but once in Scotland, an island was closed down for 50 years because it got contaminated with anthrax. It is a lethal bacterial disease. The bacterium Bacillus anthracis causes the disease. This bacterium is found in soil where it infects animals like sheep, cattle, and goats. When humans come in contact with the animals who have ingested the bacterial spores, they also get infected. It can get inside the body through ingestion, inhalation, or open wounds. Once it gets into the body, it starts to multiply and forms lethal toxic substances that kill its host. The first symptom of anthrax is diarrhea, followed by breathing discomfort, cold, and death in a few days. The vaccine is available, but not for the general public. It's available only for military personnel and scientists who experiment with anthrax. Number 9. Influenza. Influenza is one of the most infectious diseases on the list as you can get it from anyone or anywhere. Commonly, it's known as the flu. Influenza virus causes this disease. These days, we get the flu and get over it by just taking some medicines or injections. But in past, things were a bit different. 100 million people died because of the Spanish flu in 1918. This happened because the flu could turn people's immune systems against them, which means the healthier a person is, the more deadly the virus will get. Fortunately, that strain did not come back again. Symptoms include runny nose, muscle pain, headache, and coughing. 250,000 to 500,000 people die every year because of the flu. A person who is infected can infect other people by spreading the respiratory droplets through coughing, sneezing, etc. Vaccines are also available to prevent the virus from spreading. Number 8. Smallpox. When it comes to the most infectious diseases in the world, we simply can't forget smallpox. It is considered to be one of the most lethal diseases in the world. According to the WHO, smallpox has killed a third of the people it infected and left the rest scarred and blinded. It is caused by the variola virus. Symptoms include fever, headache, overall discomfort, and small red blisters filled with fluid all over the body. It can transmit from person to person. Fortunately, in the year 1980, the disease was officially declared eradicated from the earth as a result of the global immunization campaign. Although some samples of the virus have been kept for research purposes, some people are concerned that it may be used as a biological weapon in the future. But let's just hope that something like this never happens. Number 7. Rabies. Rabies is not a threat in the US anymore, but it's still an issue in other countries of the world. If not treated right away, rabies can turn out to be fatal. It can be transmitted through an animal bite, particularly a dog's bite. You should go to the doctor the moment you get bitten by an animal or even a person who has rabies, because if you start treatment after the onset of symptoms of rabies, the surviving rate is only 8%. At first, the symptoms are not easily detectable as they look like general flu and fever. With time, more serious symptoms are seen, like hallucinations, abnormal behavior, etc. More than 55,000 people die every year because of rabies, and those who do not die live with the brutal side effects for the rest of their lives. But thankfully, some vaccines can prevent both the infection and symptoms after the infection. Number 6. Tuberculosis. Occupying the 6th position on the list is tuberculosis. If you see something sneezing without covering their mouth, run in the other direction because that's how this disease spreads. It is caused by the bacterium Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which is present in the respiratory droplets of the infected person. More than 1/3 of the people on Earth carry the bacterium within their body, but it does not make them sick. Only 5 to 10% of them get sick at some time in their life. However, 1.5 million people die every year because of this disease. It mainly affects the lung, but it can also move to the other parts of the body. Symptoms include chest pain, fever, night sweats, coughing up blood, and many more. One more surprising thing it does is it sometimes destroys the pulmonary artery, due to which the lungs get filled with blood. Many vaccines are there to prevent the spread of TB. Number 5. Malaria. How can we forget this one? Malaria is caused by the parasite Plasmodium vivax, which is carried by the female Anopheles mosquitoes. Despite being curable and preventable, this disease has killed up to 20% of children in Africa. The symptoms of malaria are fever, chills, headache, and enlargement of some body organs. More than 500 people get infected per year, out of which 1 to 3 million people die because of not getting proper treatment. Like other diseases on the list, vaccines are not available for malaria. We can prevent it by using mosquito repellents and nets. Also, if you don't want to get infected, keep your surroundings clean, because mosquitoes like places that are dirty and places filled with dirty water. In 1951, WHO started the campaign to eliminate malaria. Although it was successful in some places only, malaria was eradicated from the US by using a pesticide called DDT. Number 4. AIDS. More than 30 million people have died and 40 million more are infected to date. All the other diseases on the list have been there for a very long time, but AIDS arrived only recently in the year 1981. It is caused by a virus called a human immunodeficiency virus, or HIV, which cripples the immune system of the infected person. The most terrifying thing about AIDS is that it leaves your body vulnerable to all kinds of diseases like TB, hepatitis, etc. Most of the people who are infected eventually die due to an AIDS-related disease. The symptoms include fever, night sweats, headache, rashes, and weight loss. There are some medicines available to prevent the symptoms, but the disease itself is not curable. There are many different ways to prevent AIDS, which include using clean needles for drug injections as it spreads through blood contamination. Number 3. Cholera. On the list of the top 10 most infectious diseases, the third spot is occupied by cholera. It causes diarrhea that can kill a person within hours if not treated properly. The cause of this disease is the bacterium Vibrio cholerae. It spreads through contaminated food and water. The rate of cholera cases has decreased because of the improved sanitations in some countries, but every year, 21,000 to 143,000 people die in the world because of cholera. According to the WHO, there were 6 cholera pandemics and 1 million people died in many countries during the 19th century. In 2010, a cholera epidemic killed more than 9,000 people and sickened almost 810,000 people in Haiti. There are oral vaccines present for the prevention of cholera. Number 2. Ebola virus disease, or EVD. Ebola virus disease is a rare but fatal infection. It is caused by one of the strains of Ebola virus. The virus spreads throughout the body very rapidly. Symptoms include muscle pain, fever, headaches, diarrhea, weakness, and vomiting. If a person is in the late stage of the disease, nose bleeding can also occur. This condition is called a hemorrhagic syndrome. This disease transmits through contact with an infected person's body fluids. In 2015, a huge outbreak of the Ebola virus began in West Africa, and it ended in the year 2016. According to CDC, 11,325 people died out of the 28,652 confirmed cases of the virus. An outbreak of EVD also occurred in the Democratic Republic of Congo and killed 2,246 people out of the 3,428 infected people in 2018. Vaccination was also approved in 2019 for the close contacts of Ebola patients. Number 1. COVID-19. Finally, the one you all have been waiting for, the number 1 spot on the list, and it is occupied by none other than the most recent infectious disease, COVID-19. It is caused by the novel coronavirus, a new strain of coronavirus. The virus spreads through the respiratory droplets of an infected person. Symptoms include fever, cough, headache, breathing issues, loss of taste and smell, etc. In several cases, it can kill people within a number of days. In December 2019, the first case of the COVID-19 was identified in China. That first case led to a worldwide pandemic, which is still going on. To date, 41.5 lakh people have died out of the 19.4 crores confirmed cases. Many vaccines have been made, but they are still not 100% effective. Since the pandemic is still ongoing, there are a lot of things we still don't know about the virus as it keeps mutating with time. So, this is for today, fellows. Thanks for watching, like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Also, subscribe to the channel for notifications of the latest videos. We will soon be back with a new video. Till then, take care.